Hey guys. So yesterday was a nice restful day. I ended the last video saying that my rototiller had broken down and I might get a new one. Ouch. But it was actually a blessing in disguise because it forced me to get a little downtime. And so yesterday was some downtime. Emily and I went and did some errands. And I'm glad I put that video out. I got a few comments about the rototiller. I got somebody, like I said, you guys have been after me for 4 years, to get the rear tine rototillers rather than the front tine rototiller. And all of your reasoning made sense, and I was just about to do it, but I didn't for a couple of reasons. Number one, hold on, I can't cook and talk at the same time. Okay. Number one, I cannot get it as fast as I need it to finish this job. I think the soonest I could get it was like a week and a half from now. That puts us, really close to Christmas, and I need this done ASAP. I've been fortunate that the rainy season is slow to get here. So I'm already on borrowed time. So that's number one. I also got a comment from someone who said that they have a rear tine tiller and they live on a slope. And they said it's not nearly as sloped as my property. And they said it kind of does the same thing as the trencher did. Kind of starts to slide down. Now, they said if you go up and down the slope, it's fine. Anybody else has that experience, let me know. And I have no problem going up and down the slope. With the trencher, I had to have the trench going in that direction. With the slope, I could go up and down, no problem. However, because I need this done ASAP, I'm just going to be fixing the rototiller that I have, if I can do that. I know I can replace a pull cord. Move all this out of the way. I've got all my seeds out here. I organized them all. I had seeds, in bags and boxes, and so I have these organizers. I've had them for a while, but things rarely get back to where they need to be. So I've got them all alphabetized now and organized. Everything's in their correct box, and that'll probably last a whole week if I'm lucky. So I'm doing something different than I normally do with seeds. Usually I just start placing my order willy-nilly. And then I end up with like duplicates because I already had those things. Am I the only one? So now that I have everything here, I made a list of what I want to grow. I'm going to cross-reference it with what I already have, and then I'll place my order. It's just the sensible thing to do. And then I can order a ton more things that I don't already have. So I'm going to finish breakfast, then I'll take you outside. All right, so Noah just got home, and he spent the night at a friend's house in Oceanside. And I haven't had donuts pretty much since we moved here because we moved away from the best donut shop in the world that was about a block from our house, which was way too close, so it's a good thing we moved. And I haven't found anything like that down here. But this is like one notch below it, but really good.
You said you weren't filming me.
I said while you're talking, so just show us.
What?
What is this?
French toast.
Which you already got into.
Yeah. Chocolate.
That's mine.
S'mores. And maple bacon.
So when a donut is worth it... What are you doing? So when a donut is worth it... I'll eat it. And I haven't had a good one in 3 years. So before I get to work in the pasture today, I've got to fix the rototiller, the pull cord at least. And I know I bought a pull cord for my lawnmower when we lived at the old house. And I know I brought it with me because I've seen it in the shed. So fingers crossed I can find it. What do you know? So I was asked in the last video how I know how to do so many things. It's not that I know how to do so many things. I think what it's more about, well, I've tried a lot of things over the years, I am 50, and in that 50 years, I have done a lot of DIY, mainly because I couldn't afford it at one time, and so I didn't have a choice. I think the term jack of all trades, master of none, I might be a master of a couple, but I'm definitely a jack of a lot more. I think for me, it's more of a willingness to try, probably the confidence of trying so many things over the years and finally coming to a point where I have the confidence that if I try and I stick to it and I look for information that's needed to do something, I think that goes a long way. I do think my mind has the ability to take what I see, reverse engineer it. It's hard to say, but I would say the biggest thing that I would pass on to you is the willingness to just step out in faith and try it, knowing that even if you mess it up, it can always be fixed somehow by you or by finally paying somebody to do it. Yeah, that's it. I'm about to do something here that a master of this trade would never do, but I don't know how to do it, so this is what I'm going to do. So I took off the 2 screws that hold this plate on. There's a third one down in there that I don't know how they're expecting you to get under without taking this whole thing apart, and I'm not doing that. So I got to make the hole bigger. A master would never do that, but it worked. Ah. So now I'm just going to look and see how this is in here. I have done this once before. So there's a knot. I could probably take this out, but do I need to? It's spring loaded, so I have a feeling if I take this out, the spring's going to pop everywhere. So I'm going to try to just do it like this. It also helps to have a trusty sidekick and a little supervision while you work. So each little victory that you have like that sets you up for even more success the next time. And you're never going to be perfect, but chances are you're not going to have millions of people on YouTube telling you you're doing it wrong. And another thing to keep in mind, sometimes it's beyond your control. The pull cord now works, but I'm realizing why it wouldn't start the other day and why yanking on the pull cord hard enough to break it wasn't starting it either. There's something missing that hooks the choke to whatever the choke is supposed to move. It's not moving anything. It's not changing anything. It looks like something's broken off in there. And my final advice is knowing when something is beyond your pay grade. And that definitely is. So now do I pay to get this fixed? And who knows how long that would take? Or do I go ahead and, well, there's a third option that just jumped into my mind. The second option, yes, you know I need comforting, don't you? The second option would be to just go ahead and buy the new one, the rear tine one, knowing that I probably want a rear tine one anyway, eventually. And that's pretty much my tractor on this small-ish piece of property. Or the third choice, don't do either right this moment. I've had these sprinklers running the last couple of nights, and it's definitely moistened up the soil. I could take a rake and scratch up the surface of the soil. It's a lot of soil. And then just go ahead and broadcast the seed and see what happens. And I wish this was live so I could get a bunch of your advice. Well, put your advice down below. We'll see what happens in the meantime. I'm not sure. I will probably try to scratch up the soil with the rake and even see if that's good enough. Let's just try it right now. Okay, well that wasn't bad. And it might even be easier than wrestling the rototiller the whole time. I'm gonna do it. So I just saved myself $800 I'm gonna do it. Took a little break for lunch and just a break from work. However, I am very happy with how this is going. I would say this is probably easier than wrestling a rototiller over this whole piece of land. It's not easy, but neither is the rototiller, on a slope at least. So let me show you what I've done. So this line right here to the right of that has not been done yet. But to the left, all the way to the fence, all the way down, it's all done. So the next part is this section here coming down the hill. This here has not been watered enough to make up for the fact that it is just literally compacted, both from the tractor going all over it, but also this is basically where this was just cut down. This wasn't touched, it was like just scraped off. So this is the original, what was here, 5 or so feet deep. So I'm just gonna run a little sprinkler on this once I finish all this and just let that run for a couple of hours. And then tomorrow I should be able to finish up and sow the seed. So I believe my original goal, a couple videos ago, I said I wanted to have the seed sown by Thursday or Friday. So Sunday, that's not too much further out considering the different issues I've run into. So anyway, enough talk, get back to work. I don't think I've ever felt this accomplished after one day of work. Tired and in pain, but it was worth it. All right, I gotta wait a little bit for the grand reveal because the lighting's not right. I gotta wait for them to go behind, the sun to go behind the mountain. I'll be back. All right, now it's time. Now, you can see the coverage. Everything's dark. I've run all the sprinklers except one. The middle one against the fence isn't even needed. It was hard to tell when it was just kind of rocky and the dirt was all messed up and stuff. It was hard to see where the actual coverage was, but we started out kind of dry today, an hour ago, and I've run all the stations except that one because I noticed that this top one was getting to the middle one. So then when I turned on the bottom one, I saw that it was getting to the middle one as well. And this one here in the middle filled in the rest. So I'm not gonna shut it off right now, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it to see if we can get by with just 4 instead of 5. It's a couple of days later. I needed to take yesterday to really just not do anything My back was killing me, so I took yesterday completely off. Today, feeling a little better. Still a little bit in pain. I've got acupuncture tonight, so I'm happy about that. But today I'm just going to do a couple of non-labor intensive things. I'm going to hook up the sprinkler wire and set all the sprinklers for the pasture. And then finish up whatever Christmas decorating is going to get done this year. And it's not going to be as much as we had intended. Morning, Bella. Morning, Daisy. Morning, boys. Another reason I'm not working on finishing the pasture today is because I can't sow the seed until I can block the pasture off from the animals. That includes that one. So I have set the electric fence posts, rods, whatever you want to call them. So that's going to keep all the animals on the back half of the corral, in the corral or behind the corral. But I can't hook up the electric fence. I actually need more wire. I also need a grounding rod. And so that's coming later tonight. So once I get those things, I can do that. I should be rested up. And then I can come out here, broadcast the seed, rake it in again, which will be easier raking than, a couple days ago. And then it's just a matter of waiting till we see this whole place green up. That's exciting. It's going to be so nice to have this crossed off of my to-do list. Like how long have I been talking about this? I mean, we took the trees down starting, it'll be 2 years ago since most of the main trees came out here, the biggest ones. It was right around the end of the year. And then, shortly after that, we started bringing in dirt, which took forever. Then we took down some more trees. So yeah, it's a long time coming, but it's gonna feel good to have that done, and then I'll be able to move on to other projects. So yeah, today's the timer. Today is the other Christmas decorations. I'm probably just gonna do like a Christmas. Someone suggested a Christmas Eve video, which is on Tuesday, which is when videos usually come out on this channel. So probably just show it then. But I can promise you, unless something crazy comes up, that the next video you see from me, we should be finally sowing the seed and having that done. And that will feel amazing. I'll see you then.